Hi, I'm Claire,
And I'm Katie.
and today we're going to be talking to you about
Architectural engineering. What is architectural engineering? Some of the basic job duties are apply engineering principles to the construction, planning, and design of buildings and other structures. They also work with other engineers and architects who focus on functional layout or aesthetics of building projects. They are responsible for the different systems within a building, structure, or complex, and they plan, direct, and coordinate activities in architectural and engineering companies.
Now we're going to talk about the differences and similarities between architectural engineering, civil engineering, and architects. So to start with, they all have to do with design, and then architectural engineering and civil engineering both focus on the structures, and their schooling is centered around math and science, whereas in architectural engineering and architect students, school is also has to do with design and art. And then the architectural engineer is the technical side of architecture, whereas the architect is more the design standpoint.
Architectural engineers improve the world by using new technology, including green technology, to enhance the standard of living and improve the quality of life. Claire, how does someone become an architectural engineer?
Well, I'll tell you, Katie. So first, you have to go to school, obviously. So you start off by getting a Bachelor's of Science in Architectural Engineering. And from there, right before you graduate, you're going to take the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. And from there, you can either go and get your Master's in Architectural Engineering, or you can get 4 years of job experience and then take your PE exam. Or after you get your master's, you can go on and get your PhD, and you can either go get a job after that, or you can get a job actually teaching other people how to become an architectural engineer. And with both the master's and the PhD, you're going to work under someone else who has already completed their FE and PE, and this counts towards your 4 years of job experience.
Architectural engineering fits in between the middle of civil engineering and architects. They balance between the design of a structure and the physics and math of a structure.
When you go into architectural engineering, there's not just one topic you can go into, there's many, such as structural engineering, which is the design elements that provide support to a building, such as beams, columns, arches, braces, frames, and foundations. They ensure that a building is up to code and ensure that the building is structurally sound. And then a structural engineer chooses appropriate materials for the structure and calculates the loads the structure can carry.
Another subdivision of architectural engineering is HVAC. It is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, which provides technology of indoor environmental comfort. Its goal is to provide thermal comfort and acceptable indoor air quality.
Another subdiscipline of architectural engineering is electrical engineering. Electrical engineering generally deals with the study and application of electricity, electronics, and electromagnetism. Critical skills needed in electrical engineering include an in-depth understanding of electrical and electronic theory, mathematics, and materials. Illumination is another subdiscipline of architectural engineering. An illumination engineer deals with planning the lighting systems of new buildings and outdoor areas, and the study and correction of old lighting installations.
Acoustical engineers deal with sound and vibration. It is the application of acoustics, which is the science of sound and vibration in technology. Acoustical engineers are typically concerned with the design, analysis, and control of sound. Noise control is the main goal of acoustical engineers.
Plumbing is one of the less glamorous subdivisions of architectural engineering, but it is a subdivision no less. A plumbing engineer is in a key position to influence the water efficiency, sustainable site, energy, fire protection, and pollution systems of a facility.
The last subdivision we're going to talk about is construction management. Construction management uses specialized project management techniques to oversee the planning, design, and construction of a project from its beginning to its end. All construction projects rely on skilled construction experts to bring a project through to successful completion.
Now we're going to talk about the daily life of an architectural engineer and the design problems that come with that. So the first design problem is natural phenomena such as rain, wind, and other elements. Another design problem would be disasters such as hurricanes and earthquakes. And then the third would be the need of the building, such as acoustics inside of a concert hall or lighting inside of a stadium.
Some of the common tools used by architectural engineers are that they need good math and physics skills. They also need to know the ins and outs of different computer design programs. And then the other tools vary based on specialty in each subdivision. Some of the intangible tools that architectural engineers need are good problem-solving skills and good communication because they work in large groups.
There are multiple steps to becoming a professionally licensed architectural engineer. The first is right before you graduate, you take your FE. And then you're going to go practice for 4 years under a licensed engineer, and then you go back and take your PE. And then your PE you have to renew, and that's different based on each state you live in and are certified in, and you have to be certified in every state you plan to work in or consult in. The architectural engineering curriculum at KU is in-depth and diverse. It offers a range of courses from engineering courses to design courses. In this chart, you can see that pink is design courses, blue is the engineering, and then the yellow is math courses. Your first 2 years of study are going to be heavy with math, and then your third and fourth have only one math class in them. Now, of course, this is if you are on track with this exact sheet. As you get into your later years of college, you're going to be focused mainly on the engineering courses and less on the design and math courses. And you can see at the very end of your fourth year, you're going to take the FE exam. This exam is required in order for you to graduate with the degree. You'll also notice that to graduate with an engineering degree, you have to have 132 credit hours instead of the traditional 120 with most degrees. This goes to show that an engineering degree is more in-depth and expansive than a normal degree. While you can stray from this plan, it is always recommended to stay with it just because it flows from each other and you bounce off of each other. Depending on what subdiscipline of architectural engineering you want to go into, there is a club for almost all of them. If you want to go into illumination engineering, there's the Illuminating Engineering Society. If you find green buildings intriguing, there's the United States Green Building Council Club. If you're unsure of what you want to go into, there's also the Associated General Contractors meeting, which is great for people who are interested in construction management. There's the Architectural Engineering Institute, which focuses on a variety of different subdisciplines. There are also the Society of Women Engineers Club and the Women in Design Club. Both steel bridge and concrete canoe are a great way to kind of implement all of your ideas and to kind of figure out what you want to do. No matter what you want to do or what you think you want to do, there are a ton of clubs at KU to help you figure out what type of architectural engineering you want to actually go into.
Coming to KU as an out-of-state student, I didn't know many people here, but throughout my courses in my intro architectural engineering class and my design class, I have made many great friends that I'll have for life. I chose KU because they have a great engineering program, and being that architectural engineering isn't offered in a lot of universities right now, having it at KU gives me a better opportunity because it is a well-known university. I am hoping once I graduate with a BS in architectural engineering, I hope to go on to a master's in architecture because although I love the engineering side of it with all the math and planning, I do love the designing part more. And I've figured this out through my studio class. I am excited for what is going to come in the next few years here at KU.
My first semester at KU has honestly been amazing. My ARCE and architecture courses have brought me some of the closest friends I will ever have, and it's really nice to have someone to go through these 4 years with and who will understand the struggles and things that I'm going through. My favorite class so far this semester has probably been my studio class, just because it allows me to put my own design and thinking into something and actually create it. The class is a lot of work, but the work really pays off, especially when you make your portfolio at the end and you can actually see how far you've improved. Looking back at my portfolio, I realized that I really thought I was doing well at the beginning, but I've already improved so much. This large of an improvement makes me hopeful for the next 3.5 years to come, because if I can improve that much in one semester, I can't imagine how much I'll improve in the next 3.5 years. After these 4 years and getting my bachelor's, I hope to get my master's in architecture, because as much as I love math, my true calling, I feel like, is definitely design. Ever since I took an interior design and architecture course in my sophomore year of high school, I've been fascinated with designing buildings and homes. My true dream is to actually be able to build the house and make sure it works, and then design what goes on inside of it. I'm excited to see how the courses I'm being offered are going to help me achieve my dream and hopefully do really well in life. Overall, I'm so glad I chose KU, because even though I always knew that I wanted to go here, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I'm so glad that I found my home in a place where I belong, doing something that I really love doing.